Chelsea's dream final month of transfer window as Alex Scott and World Cup wonderkid sign. Chelsea are entering the final stretch of the summer transfer window with plenty still to solve. Xabi Alonso has wasted little time putting his fingerprints on the squad, with the Blues beginning a significant reshaping process designed to reflect the Spaniards' tactical demands. But while formations and recruitment remain central to the rebuild, there is another area Chelsea must address: adding more experience, personality, and leadership to a group that has often lacked those qualities under the current ownership. There have already been signs of the new era taking shape.
Looking for a premium phone without the premium price? This renewed, unlocked iPhone 14 offers 128 gigabytes of storage, a sharp 6.1-inch display, and 5G capability for around $299. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/6 right now.
The arrival of Morgan Rogers for a club record $117 million was a major statement of intent, particularly after many had expected Arsenal to secure his signature. Chelsea have also moved to strengthen their defensive options by bringing in Atalanta wingback Marco Palestra for £43 however. The biggest challenges of the window may still lie ahead. Chelsea need further additions if they are to build a squad capable of competing on all fronts. And it isn't just spending that will get them there, it's careful squad management, with arrivals and departures and internal man management needed. With that in mind, we're examining what a dream end to Chelsea's summer transfer window might look like. The immediate priority should be finalizing the £52 million acquisition of Maxence Lacroix. The Crystal Palace centre-back has been Chelsea's leading defensive target throughout the summer and would bring a level of physicality, composure, and experience that has been missing from their backline. Reports suggest an agreement has already been reached with Palace, with Lacroix completing his medical earlier this week. The French defender, who represented his country at the World Cup, has established himself as one of the Premier League's most dependable defenders since arriving at Selhurst Park from Wolfsburg in 2024. His arrival would hand Alonso the perfect profile to anchor a back three alongside Levi Colwill. The 26-year-old is also capable of operating in a conventional four-man defense, offering Chelsea greater adaptability depending on the tactical challenge ahead. For a squad built around emerging talent, adding experienced veterans such as Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson, both of whom Chelsea are now expected to bring in, would provide an immediate injection of maturity. Their combined experience at club and international level is exactly what the dressing room has lacked during difficult spells. Welbeck would give Alonso a dependable attacking option who can perform multiple roles and understands the demands of Premier League football better than most. Henderson, meanwhile, would bring relentless professionalism, high standards, and a commanding voice to help guide Chelsea's younger midfielders. Landing both players on short-term contracts would represent a relatively small financial commitment compared to Chelsea's usual spending, while potentially delivering huge benefits behind the scenes. More importantly, it would demonstrate that the ownership can recognize weaknesses within their project, a criticism that has followed them because of their consistent focus on developing young players. Following Marc Cucurella's move to Real Madrid, finding a starting quality left wing-back remains essential to completing Alonso's tactical vision. Rayo Vallecano's Pep Chavarria has become the leading candidate after impressing in La Liga with his energy, defensive discipline, and willingness to constantly push forward. However, Vallecano are refusing to budge on their valuation, insisting Chelsea activate the player's £42.04 release clause, leaving the Blues to consider alternatives if talks stall. Whether Chavarria or another target arrives, Alonso needs a player who can stretch opponents, deliver consistently from wide areas, and offer a constant attacking outlet. Completing this deal would allow Chelsea to fully embrace Alonso's preferred 3-4-2-1 shape, creating balance across both flanks after already adding Palestra on the opposite side. Chelsea have reportedly already tested Bournemouth's resolve with an initial £64 offer for Alex Scott, but increasing that bid towards £70 could be enough to secure the midfielder. He has developed into one of the Premier League's most complete young central midfielders, blending the ability to escape pressure with outstanding progression of the ball. With André Santos gone and Romeo Lavia continuing to battle injury problems, Chelsea cannot afford to enter the new season lacking options in the middle of the pitch. Scott's ability to carry possession, control matches, and inject energy would provide Alonso with another valuable midfield weapon. A midfield featuring Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez behind Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers would already boast exceptional quality, but depth remains a concern. Bringing in Scott would solve that issue while also underlining Chelsea's ambition, especially if they beat off competition from other Premier League clubs chasing his signature. Chelsea are also looking to strengthen their attacking depth by pursuing Bayer Leverkusen teenager Kerim Alajbegovic. Alonso knows the youngster well from his spell in Germany and will have followed his impressive development through Leverkusen's academy system. With Alejandro Garnacho completing a loan switch to Aston Villa, signing Alajbegovic would ensure Chelsea still possess serious competition and explosiveness out wide. The Bosnian winger combines electric pace with creativity, making him the type of high-upside prospect who could develop alongside Jamie Gittins, Giovanni Quenda, and Estevao. Convincing Leverkusen to sell such a promising talent will not be straightforward, but the teenager is believed to be available for around £30 considering his potential. That figure could eventually look like excellent business. Retaining Enzo Fernandez is arguably the most important task Chelsea face before the transfer deadline. Questions over his future have intensified after the midfielder made indications, both subtle and obvious, that he wants to move elsewhere. Losing him would represent a huge setback. Alonso will need to speak with the Argentine once he returns from his post-World Cup break and convince him that Stamford Bridge remains the ideal environment for the next stage of his career. Since arriving from Benfica in a then-British record £105 transfer in 2023, Fernandez has become one of Chelsea's central figures. Yet after 3.5 years without the club establishing itself as a serious title challenger, it is understandable why the 25-year-old is questioning his future. Chelsea remain in a strong position, however. Fernandez is tied down until 2032, while their £120 valuation would likely scare away all but the richest clubs. Real Madrid, once considered the most likely destination, have also reportedly eased their pursuit in recent weeks. Even so, Alonso cannot allow the uncertainty to continue. Restoring Fernandez's faith in Chelsea's direction and ensuring his attention remains fully focused on the club should be one of the manager's biggest priorities. New arrivals must be matched by departures, and Chelsea still need to reduce the size of their squad before the window closes. They have already made progress by selling Cucurella, Santos, and Tyreek George for substantial fees and sending Garnacho to Aston Villa on loan, but the clear-out is far from finished. Welbeck's arrival would create further congestion in attack. João Pedro is expected to begin the season as Alonso's first-choice striker, leaving Welbeck, Liam Delap, Nicholas Jackson, and new arrival Emmanuel Emegha, signed from Strasbourg last year, competing for limited opportunities. With Emegha likely to leave on loan, Chelsea should consider permanently moving on either Delap or Jackson. Jackson would probably attract the higher fee following his productive loan spell at Bayern Munich last season, but after Delap's underwhelming debut campaign at Stamford Bridge, selling the English forward could arguably be the cleaner solution. The defense also requires attention. Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana, and Axel Disasi all have uncertain futures, and removing at least two of them would lower the wage bill, raise additional funds, and leave Alonso with a more streamlined squad capable of challenging across every competition. Sky has slashed the price of its Essential TV and Sky Sports bundle ahead of the 2025-26 season, saving members £192 and offering more than 1,400 live matches across the Premier League, EFL, and more. Sky will show at least 215 live Premier League games next season, an increase of up to 100 more.